My ex-class 10 students, I have a question for you. Which one of you are tired of telling your relatives, your friends, which stream are you going to choose? Which stream are you going to choose? Science, biology, mathematics, commerce, arts? What are you going to choose? The question of the century for you guys at this moment. And everyone is saying, everyone is making a big fuss about it. But let me tell you, they are all true. In this video, I'm not going to say that they won't tell you one thing or that. This is true, my friends. This is the time which will decide what you will do for the next 70 or 80 years of your life. I'm not saying you have to stick with this particular field. We have so many things to do in today's world, but what you choose in your 11th and 12th will somehow exclude some of the relative fields that you could have done or you might have done or you wanted to do. Okay, so there is a whole video for how to select stream. We are not going to talk about how to select a stream, how you can decide what you want to do. But I'll tell you just one thing. We are talking about in this video about the careers you will be doing, you will be going into after stream selection. Because on that basis you will decide, right? You will do 2 years of PU1, PU2 or your 11th and 12th class. Then you go to college for 4 years, maybe for post-graduation for more 2 years. But after that, you are actually going into the field, right? The career you are going to pursue for the rest of your life. That spans to at least 50 years or 40 years of your life. Right? So we are going to talk about which stream leads to which career. Okay, now this video is very dear to my heart because see, at my time, the part of world or country where I come from, we didn't have much knowledge of what we can pursue, what we can do, what careers, like these careers even existed. We didn't know. But today, my dear friends, I'm here to tell you everything which stream leads to which career, everything about what you can do in today's world. Okay, so let us start this video. Now, first thing is we have majorly 4 streams. In science, we have 2, mathematics and biology, and then we have humanities and your commerce, right? Humanities, arts and your commerce, right? So, out of the bloom, these 4 are your main streams, and then they further extends to all the different careers. So we are going to see what are those careers for you. Now, a very first career that a lot of children tell me that, ma'am, I'll just be an influencer. I'll just be a YouTuber. So I have a question for you. Comment down all the YouTubers that you love. Which, let's say, which YouTuber you love the most. Maybe it's Carrie Minati, or maybe it's Mostly Sane, or all the new ones that you love. You'll find one very prominent thing. There are such a less number of YouTubers which actually dropped out of their 11th and 12th class. It might be a common practice in abroad, but India, even those YouTubers who are just vlogging their days, they have completed their studies. Right? So even if you want to be an influencer, even if you want to be a YouTuber, say you want to be an informed YouTuber, you want to give the gyan about a doctor. There are so many doctor YouTubers, so many YouTubers who follow sports, so many YouTubers who give science advice, right? So if you want to go into that, you have to study, right? Now if you want to be a vlogger just showing your day off, that's your choice. Okay? Now, what streams you can choose in science? First, we will talk about 2 streams we have. That is my PCM, that is physics, chemistry and mathematics. Biology, on the other hand, physics, chemistry and biology. Now, these 2 are very different streams, although 2 subjects are same, but that one subject becomes the major differentiator. Okay, so let's see what the PCB is, that is physics, chemistry and biology. What are the major careers that you can go into? Okay, so MBBS, we all know that's a majorly chosen stream, and for that you'll have to clear NEET. The exam NEET right? Now in this you have 5.5 years of duration, which includes your internship. We will also talk about the basic pays because that's important, right? So you can be a general physician, a surgeon, a pediatrician, an oncologist, etc. Also you are saying that you want to be a surgeon, you want to be a heart surgeon, cardiologist, right? That just does not end with MBBS. You'll have to do MBBS, then you'll have to do MD or MS, which includes MS is I guess for surgery, D is for simple medicine practice, and then you'll have to do one more degree to become a specific cardiologist. So it's a long road, my friend, maybe 10 to 15 years very easily. Okay, you can go watch videos on this if you choose this stream. But I have heard people saying that the work satisfaction in this job is the prominent because you are saving someone's life, right? So that's the first career you can choose if you're so much passionate about medicine, about serving the people. You can definitely go with MBBS. Now average salary does vary for specialization. The people who study a lot, who reach to that level, they earn like the sky is the limit for earning. Okay, I know money is important in this world, we all know that, so we won't leave that aspect out. So the sky is the limit. You can earn up to like literally anything if you are a good surgeon or physician. Okay, but in the internship it starts with around 20 to 40k, 20k if you're doing in a private college, and it leads up to 40k, 45k. Okay, that depends on the college or the hospital that you are interning in, right? Done with MBBS. Next we have pharmacy. Now pharmacy is a whole complete different field. It studies the drugs and their effects on the human body, right? They don't teach you to do things on the human body. You just study about the drugs. Now its duration is 4 years, and you can be a pharmacist, a research scientist, a quality control analyst in corporate sector. Now you know so many pharmacy companies, right? It's a whole different genre in corporate these days. It's a big thing, right? So you can be a quality analyst in that if this drug is working right or not, all that stuff. Okay, then their average salary varies from role, your experience. It varies on the college that you are studying in, but basically it starts with this much. But if you have learned all the skills like quality analyst, right? So with quality analyst, with the study of drugs, you'll also have to study a bit about computer, right? How to make charts, how to present things, a little bit of analysis tool, that is Power BI and all that stuff, right? So if you know those, then your salary can jump directly to 70-80k, and the sky is the limit obviously, but the starting range is this. Okay, then we have biotechnology, a whole different field. It is a combination of biology and technology to develop products and processes, right? So here we are studying about drugs, but in biotechnology we are studying bio, but we are also incorporating that with technology, right? So its duration is probably 3 to 4 years for a bachelor's degree, and then you can be a biotechnologist, again research scientist, quality control analyst. Now in addition to this, you also know some technology, right? And that is a good thing in itself. Then the average salary is very competitive because technology is involved. You might be designing or you might be working on new ventilators, right? What kind of ventilators are better for the hospital, what kinds of ventilators are not, which kind of mask is better, which kind of mask is not. So all these things they include in this biotechnology. Okay, next we have in PCB. Now what else you can do? You can be an environmental scientist, then you can go into nursing, paramedical sciences and forensic science, a bit of a very fascinating sector, right? Then one more thing you can do while after taking PCB, you can go into the core research. That is, you do your graduation in physics, chemistry or biology, or your honors, graduation honors in alone biology. Then you move on to masters, moving on to PhD. For that, for PhD you will have different exams, NET and GATE, and then you can be professors in IITs, NITs, some very good universities or some colleges. The pay is very good, the lifestyle is rather, you'll say, competitive. See, I've seen my professors in NIT, that they were there because they loved it. Now this core research, the whole PCB is you should get when you love biology, right? Because it's a difficult field. It requires so much, consistency, right? So if you are going to give those years, then only pursue biology for the very first thing. Okay, core research, when you look at the professors in a good universities, you'll see they'll have a lavish lifestyle. They are given the government homes, they live in a very nice places, but they have worked hard for that, right? They have gone through 3 years of graduation, then 2 years of post graduation, then 5 years of PhD, sometimes maybe more, then sometimes they go for PD, right? So all those, after everything, when they are professors, they are still doing research. They are hiring PhD candidates under them, and they are actively participating in the research. So if you genuinely love the subject, then only choose research, because it's a tough road. Okay, tough but rewarding. It's definitely rewarding. If you love research, you can choose. Then you love biology, go take it. You can choose among all these things after that what I want. Okay, but in choosing biology, you must love the subject. Okay, now let's move on to PCM, that is physics, chemistry and mathematics. Now the very first thing you hear about PCM is your JEE exam, right? So first is engineering and technology. In engineering and technology, you have multiple streams. I have listed like 4 or 5, but there are plenty, right? Plenty of fields out there. Eligibility, first of all, if you want to do it from a very good institute, the eligibility is JEE mains first, then you'll have to give JEE advanced, okay? Or you can give BITSAT or state CETs, where we have KCET, and we have another channel for KCET as well. You can prepare for all the good colleges of Karnataka in a very reasonable fees, okay? We teach you all throughout the year on another channel, Deeksha Karnataka. You can go search that. Okay, now moving on to first, the very most hyped up field is computer science and engineering. When you see those big corporate companies, this is how they reach there. CS, mostly CS, and in that we have software developer, AI agents, engineering, programmers, coders, everything, right? So all that is done after doing computer science. You learn about the computer, the technology, and then in computer science also you have different streams, okay? Like the IT stream, you want to be a hardcore coder, or you want to be an analyst, all comes under CS, okay? Then we have mechanical engineering. When you're working with machines and mechanical systems, some pulleys or some machines, you actually sit there and you design the machines, kind of like robotics a little bit, but from the very basic. So if you are interested about building things, you can go into that, building machines in specific, right? Then we have civil engineering. This mostly includes construction, infrastructure and urban planning. All the cities you see, like the roads that are connecting, all the great monuments, all the all the sculptures, even not the sculpture I'll say, but the planning of a city, all is done after the people who have done civil engineering, or you can say civil engineers, right? One more thing I want to mention, after all these engineerings, also you can go into government examinations or government jobs, right? So all the bridges that government is building, all the roads that government is building, someone behind them is working on the science, right? Which material is to be used, how much the inclination of the bridge should be. So all that is done by civil engineers. Okay, then we have electrical engineering, all the power systems, the circuits, the electronics, how the power supply comes into your house. It is being made in a particular facility, right? Right from the coal, the power is generated. So all that science was done by whom? Electrical engineers. Which wires should be connected with which another wire, which wire should not be connected, like we studied, right? Red wire should not be connected with the neutral wire. So who does the deep core study of that? That is an electrical engineer. Then we have aerospace engineering, very fascinating. We studied about planes, their aerodynamics, how to maybe build those, and how to actually build a structure that is important, that is good for the aerodynamics. So all that stuff goes into this aerospace engineering, where aircraft and you design spacecraft. right? You actually sit and design those. Done. Now in this, the salary limit is very vast. I know people who are just freshers. Okay, let's talk about freshers. It mostly depends on the for placements, the college you are studying in. If you are studying in IITs, your initial package we know can go into crores, right? But their average package is also 60 lakhs, 70 lakhs per year. That is a lot. But if you are studying from a normal college or a general college, that also doesn't define your capability. If you work hard by yourself, you can also crack those jobs. But that IIT, that college just give you a platform, it give you a boost. Okay, that's it. Now I know other students as well, other people as well who are working at a 3.5 LPA a month as well. You'll get 22,000, 23,000 in a month, right? So there's a vast difference between all this. Now it's for everyone, for all kind of engineers. So there's a vast difference. Okay, so you can go search about it and you can choose then. Okay, what else in PCM? You can go into now data science and artificial intelligence is a very emerging field. So if you go, you can also take admission through JEE. Most of the IITs, NITs and all the colleges have this stream specific now, data analysis, data science, artificial intelligence. So you can go into that. Machine learning, we are hearing these words a lot today, right? And defense and aviation, you can go into that. A very important thing that I didn't know when I was in +1, +2 is the architecture and design. The interior designing, the buildings that you see, their facade is so good. Who designed that? An architecture. How do you do? For this you'll have to do B.Arch. Yes, you can go with B.Tech as well. There will be a field in B.Tech. But the civil engineers, they might sometimes go into architecture later on as well. So B.Arch is another field. It is for 5 years. B.Arch is for 5 years, is a 5-year degree, and it mostly is for architecture, only for architecture. I find it very fascinating. Okay, pharmacy again, yes, with PCM also you can pursue pharmacy. I know some friends, so they are saying that in the first year for pharmacy, if you have done math, they'll teach you biology. If you have done biology, they'll teach you maths. So when you are analyzing drugs, obviously you need maths, right? You need how much concentration the drug is in, how much analysis you have to do. So all that, pharmacy you can do with PCM as well. So that's a one field that if you know you want to do, you can choose any PCM and PCB. Then you can do BCA, MCA or BBA, MBA after that, right? BCA is Bachelors of Computer Applications. Then after that you will be moving to MCA. Quite similar to CS, BTech, but not that much. Okay, you are studying about different things, so you can choose if you just want to do 3 years of graduation, then 2 years of post graduation, or you directly want to go to BTech, right? Their LPA, their packages might vary. Then again you can go into core research, graduation, post graduation, PhD, and you can be a professor. Also, of course, we talked about maths and biology. If you want to go into physics as well, there are lots of options, right? In physics also you can go into core research, and after that core research you will be hired in R&D departments if you want to. Like Tata Motors is building some car, right? So for that car they need some person who can do the research, right? How, if they want to improve its aerodynamics, they'll hire an aerospace engineer. If they want to do some developments about the fuel usage, they'll hire some chemical engineer, right? If they want to program the tab there, right, the program the computer with the camera, they'll hire some computer engineer. So all these things are different and you can go into that, your interest. Done. Now all these careers of PCB, PCM, now coming on to commerce. Commerce is a field in which you will mostly talk about numbers. So your math should be good only for calculation. You don't need integration, derivation, differentiation a lot. Integration and differentiation a lot in this, but you should be good with numbers. Okay, so first and very widely known, that is CA. So CA does require a BCom degree along with giving the exams like foundation, intermediate and your final exam. So why the duration is not mentioned, because you just have to clear those exams. If you clear those exams all in one go, it will be completed in 5 years or 5.5 years, along with 3 years of articleship or internship, you call it, right? Or if you don't, you can give the attempts again and again. I think there are any number of attempts you can give for CA and you'll be a CA. Now the end life, we start with 6 to 12 LPA, okay? We start somewhere between 6 to 12 LPA, but increases exponentially, right? The lifestyle, the money in CA is great, but becoming a CA is a very, very tough task. I have known people who have given one exam 9 times, 8 times. So when you're going into a CA, make sure you know that it's a tough task. You'll have to study for maybe somewhere between 5 to 10 years regularly, consistently. Okay, next we have company secretary. Now this company secretary, how it's different from CA? So CA handles all the money coming in, going out, taxation, audit. Okay, now CS, it focuses on corporate law, governance and compliance, how a company should run, if this is legal or illegal. So that is also there. Also you will have a test for CS, requires CS certification, right? And offers strong growth in corporate sector. In both CA and CS, growth is exponential. Then next we have cost and management accountant. So these are crucial for internal financial decision making. A company spends a lot on marketing, on budgeting, right, on digital marketing, on all these stuffs, how the budget should be allocated in all the different areas, the technology, the AI, the marketing. There are lots of different areas, right? Hiring people. So all this is managed by cost and management accountant. Then next you have financial analyst or advisor. They require analytical skills and knowledge of finance tools. Done. So these are the careers. Then you have again digital marketing. If you have knowledge of finance, you can directly go into digital marketing based on all the specifications of the job. Okay, so in all this you will be working in those big offices, those corporate offices, right? They require you should have a knowledge of social media, online campaigns you will be doing, certifications, and digital marketing can enhance your employability. Okay, then you can go into data analytics. Now data analytics, you have a company has performed this much in a past year. Now what are the data, in which month the company performed best? If it's a clothes selling company, then how many clothes the women bought, how many clothes the men bought, how are the advantages, where should we sell more, in which month should we advertise better, right? So all those things a data analyst will analyze based on the data of the past year and will make informed decisions about the future, right? Next we have fintech specialist. So what does a fintech does? So fintech combines finance, your knowledge of numbers, with technology to innovate financial services. Like in banking, you have a banking application. So it is a finance sector, right? But they have different applications which require great use of technology, right? So those two combined known as fintech. So maybe you are working on a website, you are using the technology with your finance knowledge, right? Which person should invest in which stock, how to click on that stock. So all those background things you are working on along with your knowledge of finance, right? You can work in banks and startups, and there are lots of opportunities for fintech in these days. So this is a very, very good, I wrote important with the habit of question, but this is a very good, this and data analyst, a very, very emerging fields in today's market, right? And digital marketing as well. These are most like the new modern employability, I'll say. CA, CS, all these are commercial, a little bit tested fields and requires lots of efforts. However, digital marketing, you can get certifications and you learn with experience. Data analyst, you can get certifications, learn with experience. So it's a rather, I would say, easy to understand and easy to apply than definitely CA. Okay, then you have e-commerce management. E-commerce is like your Flipkart, your Amazon, so you are managing those sites along with your information about the budgeting, how to sell, where the warehouse is and how much money is going into the warehouse, should we open a new warehouse or not. So all this comes into this. Online retail operation, sales strategies, when to give a big Diwali sale, a big Holi sale, and customer experience, right? High growth in India's expanding e-commerce sector, right? This is all about commerce. Next we have a very important and emerging field, that is your arts. First in every field is your education and academia. So if you want to choose, if you want to go into civil services, you want to clear UPSC, you want to become an IAS, an IPS, or you want to clear SSC CGL or SSC, State PSC, Defense or Army, you can choose arts as well. Okay, it will be easy because you study about Indian geography, you study about history, you study about political science, right? All the history, all the SST subject we have, you just study it in a more deeper way, right? Next is you can go into teaching. In all other subjects as well, you can go into teaching if that's your passion, right? Just like mine. Okay, so teaching and academic roles, you can, including positions in schools, colleges and universities. Again, as I told you that in research for PCM PCB, you can also go into teaching, or you can go become professors. So in here, in arts as well, you can pursue to become a professor, to become a teacher in maybe a government university, IITs, NITs. Okay, so that all works as well. And there is one thing, BFA or MFA, I think Bachelor's in Fine Arts, yes, can lead to teaching opportunities in fine arts, art history or applied arts, providing intellectual fulfillment and job security. So if you love arts, if your sketching is good, if your painting is good, you can pursue fine arts as well. But make sure you know that in fine arts, you won't be just painting, you will be studying about those paintings as well. Okay, maybe in a Mughal era, you are drawing something, so you'll have to study about that drawing as well. What is it depicting? What is the history? And all that stuff. And then you can definitely go into teaching or pursue your career in arts. We see lots of influencers who are sketching, who are painting, right? So for them to be a painter, they need some information, right? So before becoming an influencer, maybe we can study a bit, right? Next is law. Of course, you can become a judge, you can become a lawyer, public service and counseling. So law, civil services, for that you will be needing an LLB degree and bar certification. So you can go into corporate law, the companies, right? So maybe there's a company and someone filed a case against them. So who will fight that case? A corporate lawyer. A corporate lawyer is very different than a criminal lawyer. Criminal lawyer investigates about the crime. Corporate lawyer investigates about the policies, the government schemes for that company. If the thing they did was legal, illegal, they can do, not do, right? So you'll have to fight based on that. Okay, next we have or some advisory roles as well. Then next we have media and communication. Now journalism, if you are good, if your communication skills are good and you want to be a news reporter, you can also take arts. Mass and communication, they'll teach you how to speak in front of mass, how to speak in front of a camera, what all knowledge of subjects you should have, right? So you can be a journalist, you can be a content writer, you got a news, you have to, the journalist speak, someone write that for them, right? So they become a script. So that script, you can be writing that script if you are also a good writer, and you can be a social media manager as well for so many big accounts. Okay, so many big channels there are, big people there are, so you can manage their social media with your knowledge of arts as well. Okay, and you can go into psychology and counseling. Now through MBBS you can also be a psychiatrist or a therapist in a more general way we call it, but the therapists do need a degree, right? So you can either go through MBBS, where with that degree, with the counseling, you will also be giving them medicines, you will be also be studying about the medicines that calm your brain, that helps with your nervousness and all. Okay, but in counseling, after taking arts, you won't be focusing more on medicines. You will completely be focusing on a therapist or a counselor and a clinical psychologist. What a clinical psychologist does? So in clinical psychologists, you'll have some of the experiments, like 2 people were told good words for 3 days, 2 people were told bad words for 3 days, who performed better, whose mood was more enlightened. So all this is done by a clinical psychologist. Then next, now some of the roles we have that don't require any particular stream or a degree, like of course video editors, you have diplomas, you have academies that directly teach even after 10th. But what I suggest you are editing a video, you should have the knowledge of the audio, you should have the knowledge of the whole that PC you are working on, right? So if you do that after taking CS, after doing BTech, after at least learning in +1 and +2 your desired subjects, it will be more easy, it will be better for you to understand that, and it will be a little bit better to get a job, right? If you just say that you are just 10th passed, it won't give you good jobs. Okay, then again the same thing for graphic designers, you are designing a page, your thumbnails, a website, all that is done by graphic designers. And video editors, you know, right? You know better than me. Social media managers also you can do after arts, after, like social media manager is a thing you can do for with any stream. That's why I wrote it here. With any stream, you have knowledge of finance after commerce, you can manage a social media of some big company which handles finance, right? You can handle their YouTube channel for what content we put out, right? So that will be on you, what keywords to use for a YouTube video to hit million subscribers. So you'll have to do that mostly comes with experience. But if you want a team to work under you, you'll probably be needing an MBA, that is Masters in Business Administration, right? So you'll be understanding how the business runs, how can you build your own business, your own company, how you manage the people around you, right? So all that comes under MBA. And if you do that, your chances of understanding the work, how the corporate culture works, will increase by 10-fold. Okay, and you have YouTubers. Okay, now it's a domain. I am a teacher and I'm teaching on YouTube. Someone is a doctor, they are teaching about all the health stuff on YouTube. Some are science experts, so they are completely in science. Some are history experts, so they are making videos on history. So if you have a particular domain, some are financial advisors on YouTube, right? So if you have a particular domain, you can easily be an influencer if you want to. You can easily start your YouTube career as well, and to educate people to make videos on that particular domain. If you want to make videos other than just random vlogs, you will need the information, right? You will need to study, you will need to have the knowledge. So for that, your 11th, 12th, your PU1, PU2 are very important, everyone. Okay, so let me know which stream are you choosing in your 11th and 12th, and if you have any doubt, do let me know in the comment section. We'll discuss about that in the upcoming video. And do not worry, we will be making the videos on every subject: science in depth, arts in depth, commerce in depth. So do not worry at all. Mathematics in depth. So do not worry at all. We are here. If you're facing any problem while choosing your stream, you can contact us, you can comment down, and we will definitely look at that comment. Do not worry. Okay, one more thing that I want to tell you, since you all are transferring from your 10th class to your 11th, I just want to tell you that there are Deeksha PU colleges in Karnataka that you can also pursue, that you can also keep an option as well. Why I'm saying? Because if you want to crack JEE, these are all the kids who crack JEE. These are all the Deeksha Vedantu kids, right? Look at that kids rank: 99.86, 99.95, 99.84, 99.7, 99.7, 99.6. So the page, the whole, and this is not just one slide. These are just 2 slides just to show you. There are hundreds of students who cleared their JEE mains of 2026 at this moment by studying from Deeksha, right? So if you are interested in any of the things, I think this so there is a number here, that is 1800 102, 1800 102. Let me just write it: 1800 4102 and 4109. You can call us on this number anytime you want. We will be in contact with you. We'll clear all your doubts, all your queries if you have any about your 11th 12th. This is a very crucial stage, my friend. This is a very crucial stage. It will decide your future. So make sure you take a step for this. Make sure you understand how important is this, right? And we have this email ID as well, www.deekshalearning.com. You can email us on that as well. Okay, that is it for this video. I hope you make an informed decision regarding this, and that is it for this video. I'll meet you in the next one.